Welcome, everyone. We've got Alice Siva and Yusuf Kulin. I hope I said that right.
Yeah,
And
yeah, that works. Thank you.
that's perfect. Good. And they're going to be talking about getting paid to create fast and simple courses today, which is really cool. I'm really excited about that because this is a great way to have some other income on the side uh, to your service-based business. And Yusuf and Alice, they have decades of experience sharing profitable ways of making digital content and products quickly, and all the while having a meaningful impact on their audience. And creating valuable, life-changing content does not have to be difficult, as you'll see today when you know their tips and tricks. So I'm really excited to have them speak with us today and share with them. It's going to be really informative. We'll have a handout at the end for you that kind of sums it all up if you want to stick around till the end. And yeah, I'm going to let you guys take the microphone here and get to it. Thanks for sharing with us today.
Sounds fantastic. And that was very relatable what happened at the where am I? And I think if anything will help too, we are going to teach you about creating courses, and often that is done by video or audio. And just to show you, you do not obviously need to be perfect. We are going to make mistakes, and everybody makes mistakes, so it's all good. Just having something to share with people that is meaningful to them is what they really want. People do not expect you to be perfect, polished speakers. They just want your help. So thank you, Tanya, for allowing us to share this with you. This is, as mentioned, a method that we've been perfecting for many years, and it's actually directly resulted in hundreds of thousands of dollars in sales before any content was created. And we'll explain that shortly. And hundreds of thousands more after creating the content. And if that doesn't quite make sense, I think it will shortly. And I'm just going to share this slide here. And I hope
Yeah, it's visible.
it shows I hope you guys wait from start here. So it'll be full screen for you. There we go. I hope it's full screen. Sometimes Zoom does a weird thing. Oh, it looks good. So what you see on this slide, right, is it's just talking about the online learning, the growth of this market. And as we can see from the chart here, it's estimated at a $258 billion industry now, and by 2032 they're looking at 1,137 billion. I don't even know what that means. I guess that's trillion something. Those numbers are way bigger than things that I can comprehend. So clearly the potential for substantial revenue is significant. And actually, according to Teachable, in a report they produced in 2020, many successful course creators earn between $1,000 to $10,000 a month. Top performers make 6 or 7 figure incomes annually. Now, obviously, those bigger results aren't typical, and that's not what we're promising, because we cannot. But as more individuals and businesses turn to learning through online education, the opportunity to share your expertise and generate a lucrative income has never been greater. Oops, that's not what I meant to do. And
All right.
that's turning it over to you, Seth. Sorry.
Yeah, no worries. Let's do that. So, you might be asking yourself, who is this session for? So, just to give you a little recap, this session is for people that create digital product and who wants to create more of them faster, and also who want to get paid before they actually create them. So that's the secret here. And this one is also for service providers who want to turn their knowledge into a more passive revenue stream. And also, it's for anyone who suffers from the effect of procrastination. This is because we're going to show you how to make better product and how to make better product offer and make it available for sale much more quickly. Most people teach course creation backwards. So if you've ever struggled to finish your course or a product or put it up for sale or get enough sales, this restructuring will work for you. And it might seem counterintuitive at first, but it does work, and it's worked for us, and we will show you how it will work for you as well. So now with that being said, wouldn't it be great if your customers would pay you before you actually, for your course, before you actually create it? The usual process of creating courses is a little bit risky. So you first, you create the course, and then you put it up on your website or Udemy or any other platform, and then you hope that people will come and buy it from you, right? So not to mention that the fact that it's not always easy to command higher prices for that type of process, right? Because you don't know if the course is in demand when you first create it, and sometimes you create it, you put it out there, and then you find out that there is no demand, right? But what if we told you it's easy to reverse this process and sell more of your courses at higher prices? And you can actually do that even if you don't have a website, and we will get into that in great details.
Yeah, so, as some background here, one of the easiest ways to grow an audience online is simply to help people solve problems. As service providers, you solve problems all day, right? But as product creators, it's a more passive opportunity to help a lot of people at once. But, no matter how you're solving problems through services or products, the more urgent the problem, the more people are likely to pay for that solution. So when you're trying to, create and sell products, think about the specific problem you solve and make that all a part of your product and marketing. One of the most effective ways to do that is to run a short class, maybe just an hour, a session, right? They pay to attend with instructional content and that shows them how to solve that. And perhaps you add some handy printables that, like checklist worksheets and templates. And not only will they more readily pay for such solutions, they're willing to pay more money because you're guiding them through their process, and you're also giving them tools for implementation. We talk a lot about printables, and that's because they're very key to what we teach, and they're fairly easy to make, especially if you have templates. And the good news is that we always have lots of templates, and we could talk about that later.
Yeah, so now we know some people watching this may already have digital products like ebooks, printables, and some perhaps don't. But in this session, we will break down the 2 point of views and talk to you about how it is for people that have products and how it will be for people that don't have products. So as we said, a lot of people are probably perhaps sitting on a lot of printables in their library or some downloadable products that they could use. And the good thing about this is that if you have those, then you're pretty much set up for success, and you can implement what you already have with the course that we're going to teach you, right? So some of the examples, if you already have products or printables you've created. Example number 1 would be, let's say you have a productivity planner that you use with your clients. What you can do, you can create a quick webinar or course for people who struggle with procrastination and give them tips for being more productive and show them how to use your planner to achieve those results. Example number 2, if you have a product to help people find their passion in life, create a webinar for people who are in the process of changing their careers, or perhaps are want to be entrepreneurs, and show them how to tap into their passion for profits. Example number 3, if you have event planning printables, what you can do, you can create a simple webinar on how to reduce stress and easily help people plan their events. So these are some of the things that you can actually implement. So Alice will give you some examples of people that don't have products.
Yeah, but the funny thing is, and Tanya made a good point too, is that even if you're a service provider, a virtual assistant or whatever, you probably have products. Like, we were talking about event planning printables. Maybe as a virtual assistant, you actually already help people organize printables. So you have, your procedure manuals and that kind of stuff, or your checklists. You already have all that stuff. And that is valuable to people as a product. It's valuable as a service, but it's also valuable as a product. So some examples though, let's say you don't have any, don't have any products yet. So you could start thinking about the problems you can help people solve. Now, even if you think about again, like if you have a service business where you might have templates, checklists, other things you have, those can be turned into products for your customers. Now, example, if you don't have anything yet, so we're heading into a new economy right now, one that is less focused on traditional jobs outside the home, but more on creating their own opportunities, people creating their opportunities on the internet and all kinds of stuff. So you can create a course with printables that helps your students start freelancing, how to still start selling online on online marketplaces, how to create excellent customer service, or how to turn their career skills into an entrepreneurial endeavor. Now, these are just ideas. These may not be your, where you feel most comfortable. I do think as a virtual assistant, you might do, teaching people about customer service, that kind of stuff, or turning career skills and things to an entrepreneurial endeavor might be useful, but it's just to give you some ideas. It could be anything. Like, for example, there are a lot of parents homeschooling right now, more than ever since COVID, and they're struggling through it. It's not an easy thing to do. And if you have experience in this area, it would be something, you could create a very quick course, because you do want to think of your audience. Homeschooling parents probably don't have a lot of time because they're so busy doing everything else they have to do. And the idea of taking time out to learn something about homeschooling might be overwhelming, but you can teach them how to create a curriculum for their child, maybe for children who are reluctant to participate in home learning. And then the printables you would provide could include planners, course materials for certain grade levels. And maybe you can think about how that would apply to an area of your interest, what topics you might be interested in, what problems you can solve. There's so many possibilities, and no matter what the subject areas you're interested in sharing or what kind of courses you want to create, all you have to do is think of the problem and give them a solution through your guidance and printables.
Yeah, so you might wonder, what are the benefits of this approach? Well, there are numerous benefits, and here is 5. So you will be able to charge way more for your courses, and so the extra work that you will put in, it will be totally worth it, and it will pay for itself. And also, you don't have to create anything until your customers have shown you that they're willing to pay for it. And how do you know? Is that they purchase it, right? And then once they do, then we're
going to explain that shortly.
And we're going to explain that. Yeah, I know right now, it might sound like, as we said in the beginning, a little bit counterintuitive, but it isn't. It actually works because it is a very good process, because then you know that there is demand for the course that you're actually creating and you're not wasting your time. But we'll get into in details a little bit later. And then the third point is that the beauty of webinars that you will be creating here is that they don't have to be long or detailed. They just have to give your customers the guidance they need to solve a specific problem. And the webinar can be completed in about an hour or so. So it doesn't have to be an extensive one. And then once you run the live webinar, you have an evergreen course content that you can keep selling to new customers for an instant download and benefit from it for as long as you can. So
yeah, I think a lot of people go into course creation and want to make a big course, right?
Yeah,
that's why we're really telling, and that's overwhelming. And then Tanya mentioned how it was hard to get, a lot of work to get that big program all organized. And maybe, you do get to that point where you have this big program, you piece together a bunch of little shorter courses, but out of the gate, like, there's no reason to have to create your whole life's work into one course. Think of specific problems that you can solve. So now let's get deeper into the idea of getting paid before you create your courses. So solving problems in the form of a class has been around forever. And I'm gonna take us way back, long before the internet made digital products a reliable and simple way to get information. I know a lot of us have been around since, well, probably every one of us, probably before that. In the old days, if you wanted to learn something, through you might find a course or other type of information for the sale on the back of a magazine or sold online on TV. Usually they were packaged as DVDs or CDs, right? These types of products were created and then they were marketed after the fact. And that carried a lot of risks for the course creator. So what if the audience doesn't need that information? Or what if you don't sell enough, right? You're investing into these CDs and DVDs, which apparently people still buy, but because we do know someone who does courses like that, but it's on demand, he doesn't have to do a big print run. But what if you didn't sell enough to break even, much less make a profit, right? And your time is valuable as well. So this process that we're teaching you kind of reverses it, where you will know if it's worth your time before you start investing it fully.
Yeah, and how do you know if it's worth your time? By selling the idea in advance, you will know if you have a product or not. Not only for the first group of buyers that will buy your product when you first create it, but also for the other group of buyers that will buy it when you repurpose the product. This is a double whammy income boosting tactic that will make a huge difference in your bottom line. Luckily for you, today, due to advancements in technology, you can find information products and you can deliver them easily and quickly through powerful platforms like Zoom and GoToWebinar. This fact offers a huge opportunity to any business owner who has something that they can teach to their niche. As someone passionate in creating content, you probably have a lot of knowledge that you can pass on to your audience. Plus, by creating informational webinars in this manner, you can truly begin the process of making passive income, which can help you develop a more sustainable business. Before you can make informational webinar that sells, you will need to do three things. The first one is a little homework at first. And then secondly, you need to realize that you don't actually need to have a product up front in order to sell something, right? And then later on, you can pre-sell it, you can create it, and then repackage it and sell it again and again and again.
Yeah, I brought up the slide a little early that you can see on the screen, and it's sort of an illustration of how people often get stuck in this course creation or product creation process. And we've divided the screen into the old way versus the fast and simple way, which we call, right? So normally, people go like, as Yusuf mentioned, people teach this product creation thing backwards. So if you've ever gotten stuck or didn't end up launching your product, I don't think it's your fault. It's because we often do it the other way. It doesn't keep us moving forward. So you start with, the product idea, and then maybe you get a little stuck in that analysis paralysis, as they call it, right? Is it a good idea? I'm not sure. Should I invest all my time into this? Then they move on to product development, which can take a really long time if people get stuck in the perfectionism phase. I'm sure we have some perfectionists here who can relate to that. And then, if they're stuck there, they might not even get to telling their customers about the product, creating the sales page and the affiliate launch page, and then finally launching. Okay, Jillian admits to being a perfectionist. Good. We're gonna eliminate that. We're gonna just take you and force you right into something different.
Jillian, I was too. I was a perfectionist, and this actually helped me to kind of like be happy and satisfied with certain things, and then always come back and change it and repurpose it and make it better, right? So
yeah. So there's so many places to get stuck in that old way, right? Personally, I'm all about getting things done and making things as simple as possible. And I have been perfecting this over the past couple of decades. And then in our work together, Yusuf and I ever refined it further. And the way we do things, first, doesn't give much time for procrastination, has built-in accountability, and is very customer focused. So we talk about making things faster, doing these, getting things done, not making it complicated. But I promise you that we are still, what we're trying to do and what we do is help you deliver a quality experience to your customers, because having lots of information and all these moving parts isn't what your customers are looking for. They're looking for solutions to their problems.
All right, let's lay out the new order of doing things and then dive into them a little bit deeper. So the first one would be a quick product research. And step number 2, tell your customers and affiliates about it. And step number 3, set up your product up for sale, even if you don't have a website, and we will talk about it in a bit. And then step number 4, launch and make money. And step number 5, create a simple presentation. Alice, would you like to dive into number 1?
I would be delighted. So actually, I'll leave that up there if it's all right. I'm going to put oh, that's better. I just saw an improvement in Zoom. Oh no, I do still have to. You guys can see it okay? I know it has my stuff. It has my stuff around it now, but I don't know. I thought it was an improvement, but it's just confusion. So now, the first thing you're going to do is it says quick product research, but basically you're choosing your topic, date, and time. You're deciding what you're doing. Now, if you're new to this or you aren't sure of your topic, you are going to have to do some research, and that's a bit outside the scope of this presentation. But we do cover that at Course Creators University, which we're going to tell you about in a bit, and we do cover that in depth. But once you have, just to explain the process, once you have your topic, you pick a date and time for your class, then you're ready to move on. No overthinking. You're going to start telling your subscribers, customers, and affiliates to see if they're interested.
Yeah, so next thing, you will need to get ready to take orders, even if you don't have a website. So if you have a website and an email list service, you're already ahead of the game. It's easy to incorporate what we will be teaching into what you're already doing. However, if you don't have a website, you should definitely create one, because it's a sign of professionalism and you should have it. But in case you are in a situation where you don't have money to create the website, don't worry about it. You can use this system that we've created, a bare bones system, to raise money, and then later on take it and use it to develop your first website. So our bare bones system requires a few things. It's 3 things actually, maybe 4. So it's first of all, you need an email service with a landing page. So you can use any email service provider like Aweber or a MailChimp, but just make sure that they have a landing page feature, because it's very important. And then another step is that you need to make sure that they also have a payment processor incorporated into their landing page. Aweber has got Stripe built into it, and that will take care of the process without even having the website. So this is the bare bones system. And then step number 3, you need to create you need a live class platform, and you can use Zoom, or if you don't want to pay, you can use Facebook Live if you want, or live Facebook group.
Yeah, create a private group and just broadcast through there.
Yeah, that's basically the bare bones system. And with that being said, I think we're ready for step number 3, Alice.
Yeah. So, and we do cover that, like that was a quick thing. We do cover that step by step, and like we do have training for that to walk you through that process. But I do think that a lot of people here probably have websites and have that kind of stuff, but it just goes to show you that you don't need a lot. And we really keep focus on making sure that you're building your email list, because that's the most important thing. You want that valuable asset and you want to be able to communicate with your students as well. So now you've you've chosen your topic, you've announced it to people, and so now you have to move full steam ahead, right? That's built in the accountability for you. You said you're going to do this. You said you're going to do it this time. You're starting to listen to people, gauge their interest in it. And it's important at this point to talk about it to your audience all the time. So your potential customers, your subscribers, your followers, affiliates. Really, what we say is when just live and breathe this thing, even when you don't have a sign up link, because you're building up excitement. you're also, you're gauging interest. You're getting them really primed that when you're ready to share the sign up link for them, they're already going to want to be a part of it. So how you do that is to casually mention it to your subscribers and followers so they know it's coming. Say, hey, yeah, this is what I've been working on. We're going to launch this. Hope you'll join, or ask questions. You can do little polls about whether they're interested or not. And you're going to be updating them on the exciting things you're planning on including in the training. You know, we do lots of like photographs of things where maybe some notes that we're working on, or screenshots of things that we've got. Like it's very casual, but it gets them sort of involved in the process, and people are excited about it. And then when you're ready to open, they're going to be in there. So you're just sort of getting ready to do all this stuff, and you're already building that buzz, as opposed to sitting by yourself trying to create your course and, you know, hoping that you get it done. This will be motivating for you when you get other people are excited. Also, keep talking about the problem that your class is solving, and give them some starter tips. You could also give them a small printable or other useful document, maybe some kind of checklist or something like that, that will get them excited about the full course. Ask them for feedback. If you have helped them some of your customers with this topic before, ask them for feedback about the advice they've given. And that feedback engages your audience, gets them interested, and the comments can be published as testimonials on your sign up page. Like, we do this often in just in a Facebook group. We'll ask people for we're going to launch this course on this topic, and if we've helped you with whatever it is, do you want to share your experience below? And we were hoping to share it with our audience. And then you just take little screenshots of everything. So you've engaged your audience already because they're excited, they're talking about it, they're talking about their experience that you've provided them with. And then you have these testimonials, social proof that you're actually just taking screenshots. The people's names are there. And so it's like, as opposed to when you write out a script, someone sends you something by email and then you type it out on your sales page. These are like verified people from Facebook that people can see it's real, and they're the legitimate comments. Also, of course, make sure you tell them when their registration will be open, and ask them to make sure you're on your mailing list, so they'd be the first to know when it's time to sign up. But the whole thing through this is you're just being helpful. You're showing them that you're able to help them solve a problem. You're giving them little tidbits, and you're just building up the buzz.
Yeah, and so you might be worried that not only do you not have a website, but you might not even have an audience. If that's the case, building your audience can focus on these key activities. The first one would be tap into other people's audiences. So what you can do here is, number one, you can do guest blog posts. You can be a podcast guest. You can host a webinar or interview someone who has a large audience. And you can start recruiting and telling affiliates who will promote you, and start by asking them and you can also ask key members of your community to also promote you. So if you have a student that has got a lot of followings and whatnot, you can also encourage them to get enrolled in the affiliate program and start promoting that as well. The other option that you have to kind of build your audience, social media. You can choose a platform where your audience hangs out readily. Depending on your niche, find that platform, whether it's Twitter, Instagram, or whatever. And don't worry about being on all platforms all at once. Your goal is to connect with potential colleagues, with potential customers. And remember, social media is about people. It's not about posting stuff and hope that it will stick, right? So a tip for that would be post valuable short content, because it feels like that's what the algorithm
The video
prefers
content,
nowadays.
right?
Yeah, video content, exactly. Short video contents. And what you can do, you can take the webinar that you did or an interview that you've done with any of the people that I described in step 1, 2, and 3, or you can even take a blog post and turn it into like a quick video with AI and whatnot, right? And then put it out there. And then after that, you need to funnel everyone to your mailing list. So now that you have set up your mailing list, whether it's Aweber or MailChimp, your goal is to grow your audience, and you can do that in so many different ways by offering printables, like workbooks, checklists, and coloring pages, and card decks. You have a variety of options that you can implement, and you can actually add that a link to those sign up offers, the free sign up offers below each video that you post, or below each blog post that you put out there, just so that people get enrolled in your list. And that's one way of building your list. We have way more things that we will cover in the course, but this is just like briefly of some of the stuff that we will do.
Yeah.
And now Alice will be covering the next step.
The next step. Yes. Audience building really is like a daily activity, and like that give you a ton of things that you can be working on every single day. But then, we're still and also, if you don't have an audience yet, another option is to offer this first course for free. That's a great way to build your audience, offering a valuable course that you can do free for the first time, and you can repurpose it and make it a paid product or something later, or maybe it remains your free offer that people come into, and then you sell something else to them afterwards. But once you do open registration, so we have come up with the idea, we told them about it, we're building buzz, we're building our audience, and then you're going to open up registration and drive traffic to your sign up page. So, this is the beauty of this method as well, is because it focuses on doing a live event. It is about creating an experience, and that you're getting, they have a reason to sign up right away. If you create a course, you sit and you do all this stuff, you create a big members area and you take months to do it, and people can come in and study anytime they want, then they're not going to feel as much urgency to need to sign up right away, right? This is a registration page is open, the spaces are limited maybe, and there's a deadline, right? There is going to be a live event with this, so you got to sign up before, and they're already like warmed up because you've been buzzing about this for a while. We even do like we did it today, actually, because our course just opened up today, and we do a launch party, and it's a live stream, just a Q&A before. Basically, we give a tour of and it's easier for us to do because this program is much bigger now, but basically we just do like it's not a presentation. We're not teaching anything. We just have a launch party. We give out some prizes. We gave out some of our sorry, I can't. I'm busy creating courses, merchandise. And we had a good time. It built a connection with our audience, and the sign up rate from that was huge. So you've opened it up. You don't have to do the launch party. It might not make sense if you're or actually it is good. Do a Q&A of some kind and get people in. And then keep the registration open for several days and follow up each day with helpful guidance, more reasons to sign up. Or remember, you're going to just keep living and breathing this thing. If you're going to do it, then you may as well do it right? And when you're excited about what you're working on, they're going to get excited. So remind them lots, especially in the last 24 hours before your live session starts, because that is built-in urgency right there.
All right, so you might wonder what happens once you've done your live session. And the great thing, I don't know if you guys can hear the garbage truck right now. Sorry, it's
nope. You just keep going.
Okay, good. It's kind of distracting me, throwing me off
Yeah.
guard. Either way, so what happens once you've the great thing is about this method is that it isn't a one and done type of thing. You can turn all your marketing materials into evergreen processes and sell recordings and transcripts separately. And you can also repurpose a lot of the content. So if you're already selling courses, you can sell the printables that you used in the courses separately as its own templates on your own website, or you can choose a marketplace like Etsy and sell it on. And you can also take snippets from your training sessions and videos and chop them up and load them up onto social media. You can use YouTube for that.
There are tools, right, to automatically do that for you. We've been using recently too, and it's amazing. Yusuf told us there's there's products that do it automatically. And I was like, no, I don't trust the computer to know which clips are good, but you obviously have to review them. But it's amazing how you can just repurpose and reuse this content so well.
Yeah, we'll be sharing some names and of some of the tools that we use to
Demonstrating them.
yeah,
too.
and demonstrate as well. That will save us a lot of time. Even like translating some of the courses if you wish to sell it in a different language or anything like that. All of that will be covered in the Course Creators University. Over there, we'll be we'll be talking about expanding your class and doing a series and even creating more involved high ticket programs. And of course, we'll talk about pricing your course. It's very important, and answer all the questions that you have along the way. And we'll have you completely covered. We will be part of the course and part of the 30-day challenge, which we will be discussing shortly. And then the training program includes a step-by-step guidance and templates that you need to get started. And we also have a case study that you can take advantage of.
Yeah. So that's Course Creators University. As you can see on the screen, we cover a lot of everything that we've talked about in more depth. And it just happens to be open for registration today, and we would love to have you join us. Funny enough, the Course Creators University is a perfect real life example of using our Get Paid to Create method. So it originally started out as a live session where we got registrations ahead of time, and now we've repurposed and built on it so much. I'm going to show you the next slide. It might look a little overwhelming out of context. But like where we just did sessions, now we have all this other stuff. So people can sign up, and there's an extremely comprehensive self-study course that people can learn from anytime. But we also make it event style now, right? Encouraging people to sign up right now because we have a 30-day challenge starting on July 2nd. And we also are doing extra live sessions, including how to use AI tools to create courses and to repurpose content, that video stuff we talked about, and how to take it to the next level and even build your kind of own university or, like an actual like school where people can get all kinds of different courses, maybe on the same topic, but lots of great ideas for you on that. We also now have like a support community with like-minded course creators, and it's become an accountability partner for our students, and hopefully you would become one of them with that community that we built and the 30-day challenge I just mentioned. It's really not just a learning opportunity, but a doing opportunity, also because it's jam-packed with templates to make it easy to get started. So it's very practical and useful. And as we mentioned, like adding those printables and templates is what will also make your opportunity more practical and useful. Out of the gate, you're gonna go make it simple. You're gonna do the recording. You're gonna do a live session, and you have some printables. Then you can build on that. And actually, that's something we do teach as well, is how to build on once you've done that simple course. How can you build from that?
Yeah, that's true. So Course Creators University is perfect for you if you are a procrastinator, or if you often get stuck in the perfection mode, and it's not really your fault, because the way people have taught us to do things in the past is it allows for procrastination, and it allows for falling in this trap that we're talking about. But the way we do it, we're actually eliminate these two things. And what we will show you that you don't have to work so hard, and you can make it simple in order to create something. And you can even use private label rights content, or white label content, as well as AI tools to help you put it together, translate your content for a different market, different niche, and all that stuff. We will also show you all the steps needed to get paid before you actually create your course. And we've also included techniques to dramatically boost the value of your course by adding printables and a whole bunch of templates that you will be getting as well, along with the course content, as well as other strategic community building skills and strategies that we've actually used ourselves. You know, you will be learning from people that have decades of experience in this area, and especially in creating digital products and courses. Alice and I, we like to teach by example. And this course, as Alice mentioned earlier, it was created the same way that we're actually teaching it, right? So we put it out there. We had a few people that were interested. We put it out there, and we asked people to sign up if they were interested in enrolling in a course like this. And then eventually we put everything together. And right now, this is perhaps the second or third time that we keep on adding to the course. We improve it and re-release it. And this is part of our evergreen process and repurposing. And again, we teach that, and we do it by being an example. And we will have a 30-day challenge where we will engage with you step by step and trying to implement the content that you will do in the course, as well as other community members will be there to help you in the what do you call it, in the challenge. Because we've done something different like 3 months ago, Journal Creators University, and our community are actually very helpful at talking to each other and helping each other getting stuff done, and they give a lot of valuable feedback. And that is in addition to my feedback and Alice's feedback.
Yeah, for sure. And it is, we just did previously we had a different 30-day challenge, and it was so cool to just see how people like helped each other, answered each other's questions, and it's really important. These can also be, these people in the community can become your partners. Maybe you guys can do a webinar together, you or a class together. You all have different areas of expertise, and you can bring their expertise to your audience and vice versa. So I hope.
Yeah, sorry, I forgot to mention one thing, Alice. I just want to add one more thing.
Yeah, of course.
Because you on our platform, you will get your own profile. You will get your own profile page where you and a private messaging section that you can actually engage with other community members and ask them and potentially find people that you can interview, or potentially find people that you can collaborate with on creating something. So that's the point here.
Yeah, but it is open for a limited time only, because we do start the 30-day challenge on July 2nd. And also some of the live training sessions start there, but you can join right now, start that self-study training, dig into the templates, use the community, and then we're going to get ready to go. And also it's kind of if you've clicked through and had a look, it is at a price that you probably won't believe, with all that we're offering, and one that won't likely be repeated again, which is good news for you if you join us today, because you get lifetime access to any updates, extra challenges we do in the future, any live training for Course Creators University. So you pay the low price now, but still benefit when the price goes up the next time we offer it, which will probably be not until next year. So this is the only time that we're offering it in 2024, creating some more urgency and scarcity for you. But it's true. We aren't going to run it again this year. This is the chance to get in this year. So you can visit.
Sorry. Yeah, I would like to say we had actually one student today that enrolled, and he had actually a very good question. He said, I'm a little bit busy in July, so I won't be able to partake in the challenge. Can I still, enroll in the course? And we actually advise them to do it, because as Alice said, there will be another challenge that we will do sometime next year, right? What you can do from now until then, familiarize yourself with the content, right? So that when the challenge comes around, you will be able to bang it through, go through it very quickly. So that's one way of doing it. And then you can also do it on your own, because the course is explained in a way that it makes sense. And you can always ask us questions in the community section, even past the 30-day challenge.
Yeah, and actually we as a useful thing, we do have the 30-day challenge as a PDF download. So even you can still use the community to follow through the challenge and post in the community of your progress. It just won't be the official challenge because we do want everyone to do that together and make sure that we're kind of building that accountability for you. But yes, if life gets in the way, there are lots of options. You can also see testimonials from our students who've gone through our challenges and our training and everything you need to know to sign up. So Tanya actually asked about, do we do these challenges daily by video? They're not video, they're just in the community area, and they are by text, but they do connect with the training. So each day when there's relevant training that's involved with it, that has videos, or you can download the transcript, or there's lots of little documents. If you don't want to listen to video, don't want to listen or watch video, there are other options to download PDFs of summaries. But we guide you through the whole process where you can do all this, get your product idea, put it up for sale, and then even start to plan the next steps where you're going to turn it into an evergreen thing and you're going to build it up even more. You can do that within 30 days because we've outlined it step by step for you. And so if a person doesn't even have a course started, yes, this would be ideal for them? Yes, I think it's ideal for someone who is totally brand new, obviously, because we do walk through it step by step, and we, making it as simple as possible. Again, if you don't have a website, it can be done. I think it's also good for people who have experience, but they're looking for new strategies, audience building strategies, getting better at their marketing, getting better at coming up with great angles for their products. Like, everybody creates courses on a variety of topics, but only some of them stand out, right? And we teach you how to make sure your offer stands out, that it appeals more to people who will want to sign up right away. So we do cover all of that. And then you got the templates and things like that. So we're going to make it easy for everyone, not only to create the course content, but the marketing materials and all that stuff.
Yeah, so chances are, if you are already like a course creator and you find yourself here, chances are that you've struggled to sell some of your courses might be big, right? So and that's the reason why we think that this course could be good for you, because not only do we discuss the different strategies on how to promote your course, but it's also on how to come up with a good selling idea. That's also one of the things that we cover. So whether you're a newbie or a seasoned course creator, this will definitely offer you a totally new and different perspective of how things are being created.
Yeah, and like, just thinking about somebody who may have created a course and put a lot of work into it, and maybe they have this beautiful members area, all this course content, but you didn't quite get the results you wanted. This is a perfect opportunity to kind of refresh that and make it exciting again by adding the live event portion to it. The live event could be part of the course, so there's a deadline to sign up, or it could be a free event that brings them into the membership. But there's just, if it didn't work the first time, but that there are people out there who need it, and maybe you just need to, switch up the way you make the offer, because there are so many great products out there. But a great product on its own does not sell. It's the offer. It's the way you present it. And that is what we focus on. And if you're starting from scratch, that's what we focus on from the very beginning. Every part has to have that offer in mind, how you're going to present it to your customer. A lot of people do it, that's also another thing they do backwards. They're like, okay, I know people need to learn about a certain topic, like learning to be a freelancer or something like that, but they don't really put themselves in the mind of people who want this information. What would make it appealing to them? Maybe they're working a day job, so they don't have a lot of time. And you're going to save them time in certain different areas, or you're going to help solve a specific problem on getting their first clients or getting their first 10 clients or something like that. You have to keep the way you're going to present it in mind. All right. Lee Leah says, I'm super newbie, not even a newbie, not even born yet. Can I do this? Well,
I guess you have plenty of options. You have the bare bones system that you can use,
yep,
or you have the other one. So
yeah.
yeah, no need to worry if you're new or not. We will break everything down in great details.
Oh yeah, and D is I'm sure, I bet I can really benefit from this as I am already an online tutor. Yeah, absolutely. Like you're teaching one-on-one all the time.
Yeah,
And now you can take that and help hundreds or thousands of people at the same time. Like that's gonna be a huge change for you.
definitely. And also as we talked about earlier, we will actually also help you on giving you ideas on how to build a community, right? Because that's key. When you have a community and people are engaged, especially if you're a tutor or not, and the more work you do with them, they might invite their friends to come and join your community because your community is valuable for freelancers or whatever you're teaching about, right? So these are some of the things.
Yeah, community is really important. Your list, your community, and your offers. Those are the three main things that we really talk about
And
because
also how to actually find a product too. So we dive deeper into the different ways of finding the topic. Sorry, Alice.
we do the research on that. But what I'm saying like is that
Mhm.
there are like three main components that we totally focus on, and that is building your list, building your community. So you need your list because it's a commercial thing. That's where people get to expect sales pitches. You can be very, very promotional there. It's a
Mhm.
direct way. They click it and they go off. They're not distracted with by all their Facebook feed where they don't actually care about your thing, or this Facebook, the social media algorithms hide your stuff because it has a link in it. But your email list is important, then your community, and you want people on both. You want people on your email list, the people who are on your email list, you want them in your community because that's where you connect with them more. That's where you get them sharing with you. That's where you collect your testimonials. That's where you build this buzz and stuff like that and get them involved. And then your offers. So those are just the three things you need to focus on. And all the training that we do revolves around that. Um, you don't need to go all over the place with everything. If you focus on those three things, you will do great. Yes.
Yeah, we actually set the price at 47 so that we want people to actually be part of this we don't want it to be a barrier for people to come in. So
Mm-hmm.
the amount of information that you will gain is definitely surpasses $47. Like again, 15 months of updating the course and changing it, and we've been perfecting it for 20 collectively the information that we've compiled is decades worth of experience. I'm just gonna share a little anecdote about me. I remember like when I first started with doing like digital products and stuff like that. I wanted to get into courses, and I created a course, and I wish that this system was available to me. And actually, one of the things that encouraged me to sort of perfect this system together with Alice is because of that experience. So I spent a lot of time creating that product, like like maybe like a month or two, just like several hours, just digging deep into it. And then when I put it out there, you know, I sold some, but I just broke even. And had I known that I had a product that I was only gonna break even on, then I perhaps would have not created the course. I probably would have done something completely different, or done maybe a webinar session and talk about the knowledge rather than compile it into like a complete course. So with this system, you will identify if we have a winning product or not. And if you don't, you can tweak it over and over again until you have a winning product. And that's what we're going to explain in this process. And I hope that it will save you a lot of time. So for me, like if I knew about a course that was selling for $47 that talked about this system, I probably would have rolled in to that, and that would have saved me a lot of time, because a whole month in June of 2020 that went wasted of developing a product that wasn't even in demand, right? So sometimes you do run into those issues, but when you tweak things and change things, you will actually come up with something that is desirable, or that is desired by other people, and you will know about it far in advance before you actually put the course
Yeah.
together.
And the cool thing about doing just like, you might be tempted to do all these modules, and like we have modules now, but that's after breaking up all the sessions and doing that we turned it into like module course. But the great thing about doing the one, like we estimated, maybe a 1 hour session with people, is that you get feedback from them. You learn which areas they want more help with, right? And these are already your customers. So if there is something they want you to dig into, you can just go ahead and make the tutorials or the templates or whatever for that and give that to these customers. So they've enjoyed your session, but they get more after the fact, but you are actively being paid to build up something larger, right? So, and it's it's much more motivating. Yeah. When you can see that, you're making some money from it, you can keep building on it. And yeah. We've been talking a lot today, right?
Yes, we have.
So one thing, like, I don't know if you want to like go to the last, the notes that we have there, Yusuf. I think they can look at stuff like that, but there is, the other thing about there being a lot in there, it's also, we don't want you to feel overwhelmed, right?
Yeah, definitely. There's no need to be overwhelmed. The training, as we said, it's got a step-by-step process, and it also has got a 30-day challenge that we talked about. And the 30-day challenge breaks up the course into 30 different applicable steps that you can do each day. Plus, we have a live orientation session for all of our new students, and we walk them through how to use everything. We'll show them our, the course, the community that they will be part of, and their profile, and how to navigate through that, and how to use the course content in the best way possible. And again, this method has been developed and perfected over many years, several decades, and we have sold several thousands of dollars in revenue. And,
several thousand. Yeah, by offering it ahead of time, like hundreds of thousands just from that process, right?
Yeah,
and then
hundreds
it continues to make money after the content's created as well. Yeah.
So you can, again, like we'll be there, we'll be guiding you, we'll show you, we'll do the orientation, and there's no need to be overwhelmed at all, because the content is there and you can come back to it whenever you want to. And you might find like just a few things that actually are more applicable to you, and they will make you, take you to the next level. And again, you can always ask us questions. We'll be there. We'll help you. I think we have a question.
Yeah, and Tanya, you can join us anytime I noticed you that. Yeah. Melissa asked, like, what is your average cost for producing, hosting, and maintaining most online courses? Like, what is the startup cost?
Yeah, that would totally depend on which platform you're using, right? So like in the bare bones system, you don't even have to spend any money on it at all. All you got to do, get the email service provider, and then the landing page, the payment processor, and then also a live group. And then you can actually host your content on Google Drive, or you can host your content on Dropbox or anything like that, right? The average cost for that, you can obviously figure that out on your own. It's going to be very low. If you choose Google Drive, then obviously you might not pay much, but if you choose Dropbox, you might pay a little bit more. But if you choose to go with a different platform, like Kajabi or School or any other platform, then obviously you will be paying a little bit more than normal. But maybe potentially you pay less than if you had a sort of like fragmented system. Let's say a website that is built on WordPress, and then you use an email service provider, and then you use something else, and then you combine them together, and then you pay subscription fees to all of them. But if you use like a platform like Kajabi, which we will be talking about in great details in the course that we will be doing, you can actually have all of these powerful systems built into one. You know, the payment processor and the whatchamacallit, the website, the hosting server, as well as there are some other features that Kajabi does. So
yeah, you can totally bootstrap this thing though. Like you can make it expensive, you could hire writers, you could do all this fancy
exactly.
stuff, or you can just throw it together, use a private Facebook group, and hardly spend any money at all. And honestly, I think that is a great way to do it. Like if you're joining us and you don't have a website yet, I think that you should save that part after you do your first class.
Yeah.
Just like challenge yourself to just walk through the process, learn from it, and then you'll actually probably create a better website when you're done anyways. But yeah.
Tanya said WordPress costs nothing, and she also uses Amember, so it's not expensive. That's definitely true. We actually, Alice and I, because we have sort of like a holding company with different smaller like branches into the company, we have used all of these platforms, you know, everything from Shopify, you know, WordPress, and you know, and you name it. And definitely Tanya is right when it comes to our WordPress website and Amember. That one we don't actually pay much for at all, given that Amember is just a one-time fee. And
we pay for the support every year, which is like $80 a year or something like that. And you don't have to, but it just means that you're able to update your software. So it's a good idea.
But it's a flat fee, I believe, of like $100-something, and then you have it for your entire life, right? So Alice and I have been using that system also for some of our other courses before we moved on. So yeah, don't be intimidated about like the cost structure of our,
or the technology either.
Or the technology.
That can be all worked out.
Definitely. And if you have questions, like I tell you, like I am definitely the right person to ask when it comes to this area, because technology is definitely one of my strongest areas. And I've used all of these platforms. And when it comes to various of products, whether it's print on demand, digital products, or you know, courses, ebooks, and whatnot. So if you have questions, you can ask us in the community section, and I will give you even a list. Like I don't mind giving you a list. I already do have a list of things that you can use if you're a newbie, right? So, and if you're not a newbie and you want to transition to something even bigger, I will be able to help you with that as well.
Well, amazing stuff, guys. I mean, I'm just stoked now. I am joining because after my last launch, it was just kind of like chaos, not chaos, but you know, like all the stuff. I even just to have the community and the support in there would be a big gain for me. But yeah, it sounds exciting. I couldn't believe the price when I saw it. So like, awesome. That is very cool. And yeah, I think it would be a really good side hustle to get. I'm not saying don't become a virtual assistant, guys. I'm not saying that, but there's other ways you can supplement your income here too, and still help each other. We are nurturers. We want to help. What better way to help than to create a course? And you can help thousands of people, not just one, right? So that's really cool. But thanks so much for coming in here, guys, and sharing your knowledge today. I really loved it. Amazing. Thanks.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for having us.
Oh, glad. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, guys. And we hope to see
Karen,
you
Jillian.
at Course Creators University.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.